Ryan Grubb leaves Alabama for the Seattle Seahawks 48 hours after he said, I'm your guy. I'm leading this big red elephant into the end zone, and here I go, and you can't be more excited. And I'm talking to a club. Then 48 hours, he's gone. Was Ryan Grubb's decision made off purely the job? That's first down. Or was it made off the fact that Alabama is imploding? What was the bigger factor in his decision?
I know you want to say because Alabama's imploding, but it's the job. Look, guys, it was the Seattle job. He's just been in Washington the last 4 years anyway. And for NFL, for assistants, the NFL is a better job than college right now. It just is. The workload is so much less. Ryan Grubb wants to call plays. He doesn't want to recruit.
Totally agree. But that doesn't mean the tide's that they're not imploding. So they certainly are. What down, Coop?
Cooper Mays here. Second down.
How much should expectations change for this year among Alabama fans who think, by the way, that Kalen DeBoer is just going to keep the Saban train running? He's not. How much should expectations change not only with the upcoming season, but the upcoming recruiting class now that you've had coaching change? And don't mention player change because I want to get to that. But just with coaching change, how concerned should Alabama fans be, and how good is this for the rest of the SEC?
I think Alabama should still be a contender this year, but I don't think they are going to be like Georgia, where when they come to your house, you think that like, oh my gosh, we're playing a team vastly superior to us. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those like, you know, teams, Dave, that you play that, yeah, they could be contenders, but you don't really consider them like you don't fear them when you face them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, you fear Georgia when
South Carolina shows up,
but South Carolina can't be a contender.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're saying the Alabama, when they were going through NCAA issues in the 90s, they showed up. Tennessee was the better team, and Alabama should have been more concerned about Tennessee than vice versa. That's basically what you're saying, whereas Tennessee's been more concerned about Alabama, right?
Yes. A good way to say this is actually Ole Miss. I think you and I both think Ole Miss could be very, very good this year with Lane Kiffin. Very good. If you go play Ole Miss, though, you think, wow, this could be a very good team. Well, we might have to play well today. If you go play Georgia, it's, we're playing Georgia. We better hope we get lucky. We need a miracle to win this game. Alabama's closer to the Ole Miss realm of that than they are to the Georgia realm. No one's going to think they need a miracle to beat Alabama, which they have for the last 15 years.
Okay. If you can, I want to share the screen. Do we have the players from Alabama that have entered the portal? Do we have the players that have left? Can we pull up a screen like that?
Well, I can't show them all on one screen. Well, to be fair, wait. Before you even say that, I couldn't do that with Tennessee either, because I usually do it the 247 Sports, and the way it's laid out, it's just too.
We can scroll it, can't we?
Yeah, we can scroll it, but I can't show it all on one screen. So I'm trying to do that.
Well, that's fine. We can scroll it. So we're going to go ahead and pull that up, and I'm going to ask you this down, which is third down, Coop.
Tennessee center Cooper Mays here. Third down.
All right, let's go ahead and pull it up. Do I need to pull up on my end? I can do that.
No, I got it. I just shared it with you.
Oh, there you go. Boom, bango. All right, so the list of names, if you can just so people can see that if you're on our visual platform like YouTube, you can see it. But give us the list of names, and I'll tell you the player they're going to miss the most this year, because that's our question. Who does Alabama miss most this year if they end up at another school?
All right.
And give me they're in the portal, but they can't sign with schools until the spring period, right?
No, a lot of them have already transferred and enrolled at other schools.
Transferred. Okay, I gotcha. All right, I was thinking the Michigan situation because it was after signing day, right?
Yeah. So, all right, here we go. Quarterback Julian Sayin has transferred to Ohio State. Cornerback Jameer Grimsley has transferred to Florida. Offensive lineman Caden Proctor transferred to Iowa. Safety Caleb Downs transferred to Ohio State. Cornerback Trey Amos transferred to Ole Miss. These are a couple players they've added. Tight end Amari Niblack has transferred to Texas. Linebacker Sean Murphy's transferred to Florida State. Cornerback Antonio Kite has transferred to Auburn. Cornerback Des Ricks transferred to Texas A&M. The wide receiver Isaiah Bond transferred to Texas. Linebacker Kendrick Blackshire transferred to Texas. Safety Jake Pope transferred to Georgia. Wide receiver Hayden Neighbors is in the portal. Running back Roydell Williams transferred to Florida State. Tight end Jax Porter is in the portal, hasn't landed anywhere. Linebacker Ian Jackson has transferred to Texas San Antonio. Tight end Miles Kitzelman has transferred to Tennessee. I believe wide receiver Shaz Preston has transferred to Tulane. Cornerback Earl Little's transferred to Florida State. Safety Christian Story is transferred to Kentucky. Interior offensive lineman Terrence Ferguson to Florida State. Interior offensive lineman Seth McLaughlin to Ohio State. Wide receiver Malik Benson to Florida State. Defensive line Monkel Goodwine to South Carolina. Quarterback Eli Holstein to Pittsburgh. And that's all.
Caleb Downs, to answer the question, Caleb Downs will be the one that they missed the most.
Yeah, and I wasn't even done, but yes, Caleb Downs will be the one they missed. So those were just the ones who transferred after Saban retired.
Okay, let me ask you this. What down is it, Coop?
All SEC center Cooper Mays here. 4th down.
Do you think deep down, if you gave Kalen DeBoer the truth serum and you said you have to take this, and this is like a James Bond movie, and you're going to give us the honest truth, you regret leaving Washington? And if you could reset it, would you do it? I'll ask Caleb that question in 60 seconds. 4 Downs, brought to you by Dynasty Pools and Spas. Having the best spas made right here in the United States of America in your backyard. Dynasty Pools and Spas. Their showroom is open in Athens, right off the interstate. You can stop by and check out the best hot tubs and spas in the market. And then delivery, yes, they can do that to Knoxville or Chattanooga. They've got complete support, spa cover, and chemicals to keep your spa bubbling at its best. They also have pool chemicals as well. Dynasty Pools and Spas, amazing discounts for first responders, military, and even some blemish models that can save you a ton, and no one will ever notice. Mention Off the Hook Sports, get $500 off. Mention Off the Hook Sports, get $500 off. Dynasty Pools and Spas. Go to dynastypoolsandspas.com or stop by that showroom in Athens. dynastypoolsandspas.com. Dynasty Pools and Spas. I would bet Caleb's pay that Kalen DeBoer, if he could do it all over again, would still be the head coach at Washington.
Why wouldn't you bet your pay? Why are you putting my salary on the line, man?
I mean, I got bills to pay. What, do you got a baby on the way or something?
Yes.
Not every good there.
But here's the thing.
Do you not think you would reset it and go back if you could?
In a heartbeat. But this is why one of the things that should help Tennessee. I don't think Kalen DeBoer is the smartest coach. I'm just going to be honest. Kalen DeBoer, I watched him in the college football playoff, and he made some basic in-game mistakes that almost cost his team the win. And I don't think he saw what he was in for by taking the Alabama job.
No.
And it's not just.
Can I still smoke you Mountain Red's thoughts? I don't even think it took 40 players telling him they were going in the portal. I don't think it took Grubb leaving him after being his offensive coordinator. I think it happened early. Smoky Mountain Red said he stepped off the plane, saw what SEC football is all about, and followed the best coach in college football history. He's nervous as blank. I think he knew within 3 or 4 hours that, I may have made a huge mistake.
All right, I'm going to disagree with that a little bit because I don't believe the not knowing what SEC football is all about is a big thing. Look, guys, when Saban stepped off the plane in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, he didn't know anything about what SEC football was all about, Dave. You know that. Like, he had no idea what SEC football was all about, and he almost wanted to leave. He called his wife crying, wanting to leave Baton Rouge like 2 days there because he hated it so much, okay? And what did he do? He became the greatest coach ever. I think he could have gotten past that. I think he could have gotten past the transfer portal. That's a big thing. Here's what I think he can't get past. He saw how dumb the boosters are at Alabama. And he saw the NIL collectives. And he realized that Alabama's collective is nowhere near on the level of other SEC schools. And then he learned from that moment on, he's not going to be able to recruit the way that other schools can recruit. And that's a gigantic problem. So that's the issue. Kalen DeBoer made the mistake of a lifetime because he picked a school that is not as involved in NIL as it needs to be, and he knows it now. And there's Saban, it wasn't clear with Saban because people were taking the Saban discount to go play with them. They're not going to take a discount to play for DeBoer. Alabama is not a top 10 school in the SEC in NIL.
It's not. It hasn't had to be with Nick Saban. Nick Saban's gotten a Saban discount for years, so it hasn't had to be, which I understand. I mean, I would encourage my son to have taken the Saban discount if that's the case. Take a little bit less NIL money from the University of Alabama because they can get you ready for the pros. Doesn't that make sense?
Absolutely. Saban and Kirby Smart has that discount too now. So I totally agree.